just little things.
Are we supposed to look? Doesn't matter.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Between the Lines right here on KUTV. Today we're joined by head coach of the KU Golden Bears football team, Jim Clements, as well as James Waugh Jr., running back for the Golden Bears. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing well.
And you guys are coming off a rather convincing win, 31-16 over East Stroudsburg this past weekend. You guys, this was a very good offense that you guys had to travel down, and play. What made you guys so good at shutting down this East Stroudsburg offense?
I think we tackled well. I think the guys really stepped up and played well in the first half. A lot of it had to do with our offense too. And we were able to control the ball, running the ball, keeping their offense off the field, which is key. I mean, that was the game plan going in. We try to keep them off the field, and defensively, we only gave up one play over 25 yards, which isn't good, but it's better than 4 or 5 that we gave up in the last 2 weeks. So we're pretty happy about it.
Right. Now I want to highlight this: negative 45 rushing yards, not 45. Negative 45 rushing yards is what you guys allowed the Warriors to do on the ground. Explain that. How do you hold them to negative 45 yards on the ground on defense?
Well, I mean, a bigger stat probably be first down rush. They were .02 per yards per carry on first down. That was big. We try to hold them under 3 yards a carry, so we got them into second and longs. But the negatives, a lot of that comes, you get those numbers with sacks. When a quarterback gets sacked, and they had one play where they snapped it over the quarterback's head. That
10, 15 yards over his head.
Yeah, maybe 30.
30.
I'll take it, though.
Kind of like Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, it was similar to that, yeah.
Miscommunication.
But it was but, I mean, even taking those plays out, I thought we did well. And we're 4-0 when we keep people under 100 yards and when we're able to run the ball over 100 yards. So that's a pretty good recipe for a win. Right,
and speaking of running the ball really well, you guys ran it down their throats. James Waugh Jr., you had over 200 yards you really got a lot of carries in that game. And with Terry Williams, you guys combined for over 300 yards rushing on the ground. How did the offense, you guys expose their defense in the running game?
That was just a product of the offensive line. I think coming into that game 2 weeks prior, we weren't really getting the job done on the ground. So they took it as a challenge upon themselves to just be dominant in the trenches and just be men up front. And they were dominant up front, and they opened the holes, and we just ran through them.
Right. Now, and as you did a minute ago, Coach, you took the words right out of my mouth. Every game where you guys run 100 yards or more, you guys are undefeated, 4-0. How do you guys plan to continue that trend heading as you guys? Well, you take on Lock Haven at home this weekend. How do you guys plan to continue to execute in the running game?
Go ahead, James.
I think we just need to get better at practice every day. Obviously, every week we're trying to get better, but just the offensive line just needs to follow their scheme and just listen to the coaches and be physical and be dominant up front like they were last week.
Now, Coach, since we last had you on the program about a little over a month ago or so, what do you see in this team right now that's different than back then when you were last on this show?
Well, we're getting better every week. There's still a lot of improvement. We need to have, like James was saying, that we need to get better in practice and continue to work hard. The one thing you can take away as a coach and as a player is if you're getting better every week, that's a good thing. And we haven't taken any steps backward, so we've just been moving forward and playing well. And I think we're coming together again in the run game. We're doing some pretty good things, and kids are excited that we're back to 500. We've got an opportunity to finish out the season above 500. At home against Lock Haven, a team that if we play well, we can beat. It's really not about who we have left on our schedule. It's really about us as a team. That's our big concern, just getting better every day.
Right. Now, when you guys line up to play or even just practice on the newly renamed Andre Reed Stadium, does that give you guys like an extra sense of urgency when you go out on the field and now you see up at the press box, Andre Reed Stadium?
Doesn't really make anything different. I mean, I think every day we should come out with a sense of urgency. Some days we come out a little flat, but it doesn't. I don't think the renaming of the stadium really makes that big of a difference.
Right.
It's neat, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we did have an opportunity to meet Andre Reed. He came out and talked to the kids and the team, and you know, that was pretty cool for the kids to have that experience. And having a Hall of Famer, you know, out of your football program is something special. No one else in the PSAC can say they have that. Heck, let alone not many Division II teams out there in the country to have a Hall of Famer. So yeah, that was exciting. But James is right. We really just concentrate on the task at hand. You know, stadium naming and all that stuff. That's kind of outside distractions for us as a program. We just want to work hard and get to work.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good answer.
Thanks.
So yeah, I'm being straight up and honest. That's good. But last game of the year, I know people like fill in the blank questions. So the Golden Bears will win this Saturday if
We're more physical than the other team, and we dominate up front and take care of the ball.
Coach, you have anything to add on to that?
No, I think James hit it right on the head. They're the things that we stress day in and day out. We're physical. We don't turn the football over, and we can control line of scrimmage both on the offense and defensive side. We've got a great chance to win.
All right. Well, we thank both of you guys for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck in the last home game of the year. So good luck, guys.
Senior day, yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Senior day, yep.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right back after this.
Go KU.
Yeah, of course.